What's up, brother? Chilling, man. Uh, what's going on with you? Is it hot up there? Hey, Mark. Good to see you, brother. Hope all's well with you. Hey, Rob. North Alabama. What's going on? Good to see you. Mrs. Linda, the legend. We got the GOAT and we got the legend. Ben, as Mrs. Linda said, beautiful Ben. Good to see you, Ben. Oh, no, she says, I think she says gorgeous Ben. I wish I had your hair, Ben. I used to. Yesterday was a good live with pork and beans. Thank you, Mike. I missed that, Mike. My apologies. It's what happens when you're busy taking care of family and other things. What's going on, everybody? I just dropped in for a minute, say hello, and let everybody know I'm back from my meeting with the medicine man, Blackfoot tribe. I'm not going to discuss it too much on here. I need to process a lot. A lot. Sure turned out to be a beautiful day, that's for sure. Billy, that 3 hour plus length scared me away from the pork and beans. Wow, Mark. Really? I got to go back. I got to watch it. I got to catch up on a few anyway. But I definitely I go back and watch all Mike's stuff. I missed that, man. Damn, it sounds worrisome. Yeah, that's what it sounds like, Ben. Wow. Um, Mrs. Linda, interesting. Um, a lot to take in. Um, they did a they. I don't like using that word. The tribe. They did a ceremony with me, and Powerful. That's all I can say to it. Very powerful. I don't know. Without saying too much, I'm not ready to go into like great detail yet, but I will say this. It was I lost myself. Yeah. Yes, Mrs. Linda. Oh, absolutely. First and foremost, they explained all that to me. Then they brought to the table of who I am, and I don't even know how to. I don't even know how to word it, say it. Let's just say I had a different theory of who I was, or not who I am. The things that I experience, and it's in a good way. It's not. It's not in a bad way. It's just I don't know. The energy was rifling me. Like it was when they did the ceremony. I felt like I stepped out of my body. In other words, you're still processing. Yes, Mark. You know me, Mark. Sometimes I can't. Not good with words. I definitely, and I asked Gigi's son afterwards. I think I had an out of body experience, and he said, "Yeah, you did." And they each of the seven saw it, and that just blew me away. Um, like everything was light in the room when I got there. They brought the lights down, and they had already had some candles lit, and very peaceful, very loving. Yeah, yeah, he's 91. Yep, yep. Um, it was a really peaceful setting, loving setting. Like the moment I pulled in to their property and was getting ready to open my door, well, as soon as I opened my door, I felt this burst of energy. Like it was almost like I had a crowd of people running up to me with love. If that makes sense to you guys, it. I was surrounded by some of the Molly May. Get up here. Sorry, guys. I I went to turn to get out of my seat and step down out of my truck, and I was just rushed. And I've never felt energy like that. And apparently, it was explained to me was they had already been together and done like a ceremony of their own. And what they basically, from what how I'm taking it is, they opened up they opened up like this energy or this portal, and it was like it was waiting for me. And when I got out, when I opened and went to slide turn around to get out, I was just rushed. Okay, and then I sat there for like 5 seconds, maybe 3 to 5 seconds, and I instantly like started crying. And it wasn't like sad news cry or surprise cry. It was the emotions were so strong, and I mean I was feeling spirits that I didn't know I could feel. I don't know how to say it. I felt energy that I couldn't control. Wasn't bad. It was a powerful to me, it was like it was the leader. It was the leader of all the ones that rushed me. And the moment I started the emotions, it was like I was led right in. Nobody said anything to me at first, and I was led right in. And when I walked in, they got like I think he said it's 24 by 16 building that they use. Sorry. Uh, 24 by 16 building that they use for ceremonial visits, dealings, what have you. They're all their tribal meetings. It's beautiful in there. And I get inside. It was like someone had my hand and they led me in. I walked right past all 7 members. Never said anything. Nobody said anything to me. They knew this. They knew this was going to take place. I just the way I felt everything. And then after the fact, I was told. But I go right in. It was like I'd been there, like I visited there every day or something. I knew right where to go. I went in, I sat down, and I just remember looking up. And when I looked up, Gigi was standing there, and he put his hand on my head. And when he put his hand on my head, it was unreal. Um, Apparently, he read what he said. He read my story. Damn spider! Excuse me, guys. He read my story, and I'm talking like in 30 seconds, like. And I don't know if he was feeling for bad energy or something following me there, or um, there was. You remember that tall spirit that I said I saw at 2 different properties? The one with the black trench coat and the white face. Well, that spirit followed me home, and he's been with me, or it's been with me for the last couple days. Well, they got rid of it. They got rid of it, and not good at all. But they used words that I didn't know. I've never heard of. I don't know. So much went on in an hour and a half that I'm still going back in my mind and processing it and going, oh, I remember. Where did I hear that? Or, oh, I remember now. Such and such said this, and they made me. Well, they're making me 4 medicine bags, protection bags, not medicine bags, protection bags, and um, they're going to be for each one of my family members, and I'll get those Wednesday. Um, Apparently, hey, Mr. Carson, good to see you. Apparently, man, I hate I don't even like, I don't even know how to, like, I see people announcing themselves with titles and powers and things like that. And I'm not saying that it's anything that they're doing wrong. I just don't feel, and I told this to Gigi after he told me who I was, um, and what abilities, pretty much that I was born with, is what he's telling me. But they titled me. They gave me a title, and I never knew it. I never had any, how do you say it, inculation or any idea. I knew I could see things and I could hear things, and I had a lot of mind speaking going on. I tell you guys all the time, I get rushed with, like, it seems like hundreds of conversations at one time at certain locations. It doesn't happen everywhere, but it happens at my place, and it happens at the public land that I always visit, the one I first took you guys to from the beginning. And it happened, what, 2 Saturdays ago now, or a Saturday ago. It happened there, and I heard people talking French. There was a lot going on. I heard a tribe up there speaking in their tribal language that I didn't understand, but I knew it was they were Indians or native. And I told him about that, and he said that was my spirit guide guiding me, and that was the only reason why I made it in and out in the rain, because the DM had me pegged and they understood my energy, and what they were doing was following me, scoping me out, and pretty much like figuring out how they could get me. But my spirit guide stepped in and kept them at bay. And he's telling me these things as if we went back there and he experienced it and watched it himself. You know what I mean? Um, so my whole thing now, my whole travels, everything I do on this channel, um, how I approach each and every one of you, I have to change it. Not that it's been bad, but I got to change my whole approach, because I'm more than what I thought I was. I'll just say that. I don't like the title thing. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what it is with it, why it's bothering me, but I just not right now. I don't know. I'm disturbed by it. Yeah, it sort of is, Rob. Um, it was such a blessing. It was loving. Those people, I'll say it like that. Those tribe members. Oh my goodness, I've never felt love like that in my life. And hey, Larry, good to see you. Um, I'll say it like this: I didn't know that there was love that existed that powerful. I know I have children and my wife and my mom and dad, and that's love. That's pure love. But this is love at a different level. This this it made no sense to me, Rob, until I experienced it today. Like I said, I didn't even know it existed until today. And I've been doing so many things wrong. I've been approaching things so in my own way, my bullheaded, hard-headed way, that it's been affecting what has been coming at me. Well, it's been waking up what's been coming at me. And there's been a couple people that are in here right now that it made me aware and warned me and said that could be, this could be why you're seeing, you're feeling, and we're seeing on many levels. It's 1,000% true. Um, I basically, what I'm being told is that I've opened myself up to everything due to the fact, yeah, it's very hard to grasp. I've opened myself up for anything and everything that could possibly be walking this earth. And I didn't do it because I knew. I did it because I didn't understand, and I allowed my gifts to run wild. And I asked Gigi, I said, do you think it's because I never felt comfortable talking to anybody at an earlier age, or not just too long ago? And he said, absolutely, it has everything to do with it. When you don't have trust, you can't, you don't open up fully. You're not yourself. You're this, um, you're not showing all of who you are from your heart. And that's exactly what I've been doing. When I tell people I love them, I love them. When I get into a relationship, when I met Jen 20 plus years ago, I went in. When I do things like that, I go in full force with all of my heart. Um, That's why it meant so much to me when I couldn't meet Mike that week, when everything went down with Tim. That devastated me because I ain't never in my entire life dedicated myself to somebody without following through with it. It comes from my training. It comes from how I was taught as a child and raised up by my parents. And those sort of things, they take a toll on me to the point to where, like, I'll shut down or I'll make an excuse to myself to where, well, we'll just, I'll figure it out. Well, there's a reasoning for that. They explained to me. And, but I promise you this, I know what's doing it, and I know my woes and so far, I know enough now that things are going to change. And I'm very confident in it. But to go back to certain things, like how things happen in my life and in your lives, and you run across bad times or something tragic happens in your life, I never understood that we have total control of that. Well, I found out today we do. It's all in what we put into it and how we process it, and apparently I wasn't doing any of that either the right way. So just to jump in and to talk about a ceremony or how it's treated and what I've learned, it's going to take me days to be able to. I want to do a video. I'd like to do a video with you guys once I get it all processed and explain everything from start to finish. Like, it was hard for me to drive home. I didn't even want to leave. That's how loved I felt. And not just from the 7 tribal members, but from the love of the energy that was surrounded me, that had been surrounding me. The first thing I remember saying to myself, thinking in my head, and I told Gigi, I said, boy, I hope I feel this again someday. And he started laughing, and he looked up in the sky and he pointed up and he said, you're going to feel it for the rest of your life. And I still feel it. The energy hasn't changed. I'm sitting outside with my dog, and it's like I'm still on cloud 9. And I don't mean any harm, guys. I'm not trying to sound big-headed or anything like that or take full credit for anything. But I hope it stays like this 24/7 as long as I can handle it. Because when it first happened to me, I couldn't handle it. I didn't know what was coming at me, why it felt so good, and where was it coming from, and and the only thing I can tell you that I know that I'll speak on now is that Sabe, they're a loving beings, and the only thing that separates them from love and anger or aggression are bad humans. And they told me that today. And yeah, they're just like us. And I've always thought that and felt that. But the major issue they have with us are unholy people and people that don't mean well. And I didn't know. I mean, I kind of knew that, but I didn't. I didn't know how deep that went. How deep it ran. But they do. Yeah. Gigi told me that Sabe, they do a full-blown investigation on you when they choose you. Whoever they choose to be a part of, it's like it's like it's like a job. It's like when you go to get hired in law enforcement or somewhere very important, and you got it. They go around and they talk to your neighbors, and they go around and childhood friends, and they talk to your parents, and then they put you on a polygraph and say, have you ever done this? And they do that with and maybe they do it. I didn't ask this part, but maybe, and I'm sure the way I took it in, they'd probably do it with everyone. Maybe that's how they choose, but they thoroughly go through every person that they choose to be with or to share their love and who they are. And I don't know. I thought it was going to be something really, really different. You know, that was me all in my own head. You know, I always said I'm my worst enemy, and I thought I knew enough. There I go thinking I know it all. I know nothing. I know nothing. And it's awesome because I've been restarted. I've been stripped, and now I'm being built back to who I should be, or who I need to be, or who I really am. And I'm so grateful for it. I get misunderstood a lot. People, you know, we've made, and I'll say me, because I was involved for a long time. Yes, Mr. Carson. That was one of the, it was the second or third, I believe it was the second message that Gigi gave me after telling me, you know, that they make sure that whoever they choose is pure and that they will love you forever. Yes, Miss Linda, yes. And then they continue. You could be the purest of the pure, but if you're not following that line, Gigi said, they'll step in and assist and try to straighten you out or wake you up or make you realize that, hey, you know, you shouldn't be doing that, or you shouldn't approach that way, you know, in their own way, and you'll figure it out in your own way, or you'll hear it. But what was I going to say? My biggest flaw, my biggest downfall has always been people have always looked at us or unsubscribed. Yes. Well, he didn't say that, but I can see that happening. But you will be punished. I got that from it, you know. But I think it has to take it. I mean, here I go guessing, but I would imagine that it would have to take something. You'd have to take a left turn, a pretty bad decision or choice for them to really come down on you like that. But I was telling Gigi and other tribal members that, you know, I've been used to being judged for 31 years, and it was the job that I did. And what it did was, to me, what Gigi told me, that was a lot of my problem. Was I was always in fear of being judged, because we were always being judged, because we were always in the public's eye. And it's a major split from good and bad. And it's just like anything else. The agency I belong to, and I don't care who hears this or whatever, because it's the truth, it's about a 60-40 split. 40% bad, 60% good. And it always leads back to how you were raised, or you know, it starts from the beginning. I had every opportunity in the world to be bad or do whatever I want with that on my chest, but that wasn't me. And so I seen it going on all around me, long story short, and I was always in fear of being judged by being accidentally pointed at as being one of the bad ones. And what that did was, it wouldn't allow my energy to fully open up, and wouldn't allow me to see who I really was until today. because, like I said, they stripped me literally. Like they just walked up and ripped the clothes right off my body, and anything along that came along with that, my energy, my feelings. I'm telling you, I felt like I stepped out of my body. And about 20 minutes into it, I felt like I was back. Like, by the time the fifth tribal member, there were 7 total. By the time the 5th tribal member put his hand on my head, they walked around me half moon. By the 5th one, I felt like I was back from the stars and I was sitting back in my seat. That's the only way I can tell you. But while I was up in the stars, I seen a lot of amazing things, which I had no idea I could do. And then Gigi and his great uncle, I don't know why he calls him his great uncle, because Gigi's 91 years old, and I don't know. That's not for me to decide, but they said that the pureness is always in you. You don't go find it, or you don't go get permission from something or somebody. It's in you already. You're born with it, but it's all in how you're able to connect with it. And so basically what I was doing a 50-50 split. Grandmother said, your abilities are a curse and a blessing. Yes. You know the word they use for the curse? Yes, dark and white. Yep. The word that they coincided with curse was black, which I instantly, gravitated to because I'd heard that from someone else that was very familiar with this. So I knew instantly what he was saying. And then when you said cursed, that's exactly what he was saying. And, but he did tell, in the end, the 7th tribal member told me that I was borderline. I was like this close from losing it all and ruining it all. Because I was never taught. I was never able to open up. So it's kind of like you use it or lose it, in a sense. You really don't lose it, but after a while, things start closing back up. You can get them back, I was told, but it's not like the first time when you realize. So I feel so blessed. I'm so grateful that I went through this today. I got a little cold feet this morning, like 11:30. I started really getting into my own head. I started thinking about, what if I can't handle this? What if this is not what I really want to do? And I had to sit down and get right with myself and God. And I do. I'm not going to stop. And if I have any inkling to do with anything, things are going to be so positive and so pure that I hope I blow everybody's mind. And that's not being big-headed either, because my heart's here, and I'm getting ready to hand it out, and I'm going to run everything away that we all see on a daily basis, and then I'm going to keep it back. We decide each moment whether we walk in light or in dark. Yes, I agree, Mrs. Linda. When I did undercover work, at any given moment, I could have went left on a Harley Davidson and said, you know what, today I'm done with doing things right, and I'm gonna take these 6 keys and I'm gonna run to wherever and go sell them and live off the devil's money. But I didn't. I knew better. That's not what I wanted. But yes, that's what I take from that. When you get with me, I will be able to show you things I can't show you. And you know what, Mike? I know that There's things that I know about you every time I talk to you. Why do you think I chose you? I didn't choose your channel. I chose you. I found that out today. You're a very gifted person. Like Mr. Carson, Mrs. Linda, each and every one of you, including myself, we have special gifts that we don't always realize. Yeah. Yep. Billy, happy to hear all went well. I must go now. You're on your way to a journey you expect. Take care, dear friend. Straight path, true heart. Your title was earned. Thank you, Mr. Carson. Much love. I love you, brother. Thank you for being in my corner and guiding me and giving me everything that you've given me. So grateful. Our jobs got us by, but they don't define it. No. And there's a couple people in our community, in our family, I think once they get to meet me, they'll understand that I'm not that cruddy, gun-toting, badge-carrying, whatever. But I appreciate you guys coming on and listening. I promised myself I wasn't going to get into anything today. But how can you not when it's so loving? I'm just not. I feel that I need to take more time and sit down and go through everything. I mean, they handed me so much. And this is just the first trip. I don't have to do anything. I want to, they offered me 4 more visits. And then after that, it's up to me if I want to come once a month. Yes, Mrs. Linda, that is so true. So true. And I asked Gigi, now that you brought that up, I asked Gigi, I said, thanks for sharing with all this, brother. You're welcome, Larry. Thank you for being here and allowing me to share it with you. And I asked Gigi, Mrs. Linda, I said, the only thing I can't get past, sidebar, encrypted connections at 7 if you have, yes, absolutely. Thank you, Mike. I asked Gigi, I said, Mrs. Linda, I said to him, I said, the only thing I can't wrap my head around or I'm not letting go is why now? Why didn't I meet these wonderful people talking about you guys? Why didn't I step forward? He goes, you can't do that. He took his finger in front of me like this. I mean, I don't know if it upset him or if I really got like his attention. He said, you can't do that. And I said, I'm sorry. You know me. I'm sorry. He said, no, don't be sorry. Stop saying that. And I heard Mike, and I seen Mike standing in the corner going. So he said it wasn't meant for then. You weren't prepared then. And I looked, I was like, and I felt that when he said that to me, that I wasn't prepared. I wasn't built for that yet. And not saying that I am now, but apparently, about the chosen, you could go, like Gigi said, you could go, if you live 100 years, you could go 99 years and then be chosen. That's how I understand things. That's how I explain things. I'm sorry if you guys don't understand. I've got like a 6th grade understanding. But so basically a year ago, I was chosen. Almost a year. July, it'll be a year. And we're going to have, they've already set the date. We're going to have an anniversary of celebration of everything that I've been through and processed. And basically, life with Sabe. I guess that's how I took it. And everything else. And apparently, from how they broke it down to me, it's very important. It's a big deal. Most people will never get there, so I always encourage everyone to embrace it. Embrace it no matter what age or status. Right, right. That's better. I like how you put that. Right. That's right, Mike. And Gigi said that. Not everyone. I think I made that comment the other night to one of subscribers, and I didn't mean it in a harsh way. I said, you're not seeing things right now like all of us, because he's like, I wish I could see the things you guys see. And I said, not everything's meant for everybody. I said, but when they're ready for you to see them, you will. Don't rush it. Yeah, ask away. Hey, Janelle. Absolutely, Ben. I hope you had a good weekend, Mr. Janelle. I'm glad you got to get away and enjoy yourself. Good to see you. Blessings. Oh, Mr. RG. Well, they speak to Linda but throw cockroaches at me. You know, Mr. RG always makes me laugh. Him and Mike. Him, Mike, Scotty B. Oh, man, the list goes on. Thank you. We did on our way home. Awesome. Awesome. When you say you were chosen, could you please explain chosen? Well, that's on the Sabi side. What I was saying earlier was I was born with some things just like each and every one of us are. I just have a few more gifts in my arsenal that I didn't know about. Chosen, I mean, as far as me being able to communicate with them, mind speak with them, see them, I see them differently than you guys see them on the average. And I've only met a handful of people that so far in my journey that can do that. Long Island Bigfoot, Mrs. Linda, Mr. Carson, Mr. RG. There's a couple others that are very important. I can't put my finger on it right now, but I need to. It's very important to name them because I asked why me, Ben. They reply was from the leader of the tribe here. He said, we check, yes. That's why they speak to some of us and they let us know if we have a path or a message to carry. That's why if you notice when we're in the woods or we're at one of our regular locations and you see us still get this daylight scared out of us, I'm a bridge between people. Yes. When we're doing a walkthrough or we're pointing things out, I'll say me. I can't speak for everyone, but I can for a couple on here that's on here now. And we have the audience watching us, and we're walking through, and we've been through there 100, 200 times, and you see us get the daylight scared out of us. It's not because we're scared of them. It's because I'm just using this as an example of the chosen and the abilities. The reason why I get scared and I yell or I jump or I scream or whatever you want to call it, it's because I've got about literally every being either talking to me or I feel their energy coming at me full blast like an automatic weapon, just boom, boom, boom. I mean, that's how it feels. Or I hear, no joke, 150%, I hear hundreds of conversations, voices, and thank you, Rob. And it just makes me it pulls me off of what I'm experiencing at that moment, because like I told you, I'm a person of heart, and I take everything to heart, from my friendship to my love to my wife and my kids, or me walking down the steps and going out into the back of the farm and wanting to speak to Sabe. I take it, I take everything I can grab out of it and go with it. Absolutely, Mark. Absolutely. Yep, you're a very important person to yourself, and just like me, I didn't understand. All of us, I'm sure, at one point we didn't realize how important we were, and each and every one of us, like Mike. I've heard Mike say this. He's told me many times. Mike's constantly having to remind me, just be yourself, bro. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about what. And I'm going, oh, because I just left a body. I just had to tear this. Like, I felt like I had to tear this outer skin off of me of who I was supposed to be for them, and now I'm showing who I am. I hope that it helped you, Ben. I really do. I could probably tell you six different other ways, but right now, with my bonehead way of thinking, that's another thing. What I meant by that was, it's all about the change for me, as far as how I see, how I open my mouth, how I approach, how I answer. Um, I got a missing void right now, and I found out from Gigi and the tribe today. That's why I picked the mic out of you guys to talk about. Molly, will you stop? I'm not going anywhere. Um, Mike is my missing link. And at the same time, Gigi told me that you have to watch how you step out and ask somebody to be present for you, for your sake. You have to make sure that it's good on that person's side as well as your side. Because if it's not going to link up. Hey, Cass. Or it could affect, like, what Mike has going on at that moment. Like, it has to be an in-depth conversation. Like, I can't just pick up the phone and say, hey, Mike, I'm coming to see you now about this. Yeah, I can't do that, because it'll twist his, like a corkscrew, his energy and everything that he's got going on, just like if he called me. And I didn't know it was that powerful. When Mike says he's seeing things or talking, I don't say things, seeing, talking, interacting, that's spot on. That's exactly what he's doing. And that's why we get to see the things we see with him on his journeys, because Mike is in tune and they are in tune. They are one. He's used that. I know. And I think that's what makes me so comfortable, having everyone, each and every one of you. Somebody said to me the other night, they said, this is rare. I said, what's rare? It kind of grabbed me wrong. You know what I mean? I was like, what's rare? Because I thought they were about to say something bad about the community or our family. They said, having so many people, so many good, loving people in one channel. I've never seen it before. And I was like, really? It was normal to me. You guys love me like no other. And I'm like, oh my goodness, they're right. I've been on other channels and you always got one butthead. And I'm sure we're going to have them. I've had them. I've gotten rid of them before they were seen or right, But that's another thing, like Ben asked about the Chosen. We didn't accidentally run across one another. Billy, I believe that we are linked. Yes, there you go, Mark. That's what I was getting ready to say. We didn't accidentally say, oh, I like that. That guy looks cool. No. Absolutely not. We were destined for this. Yep. I mean, perfect example, Ben. In the UK. Somehow, we're working on two totally different time. He always is there when you're doing a video in the United States, any of us, or what have you. he links up every time. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Be 1, 2, 3, 4. That doesn't happen just to happen. That happens for a reason. Sabe and God brought us together on purpose because we needed. Yes, that's what Gigi said. He said, you'll soon find out, Mrs. Linda. Gigi said to me, you will soon find out that each and every loving person that you speak of, you each will need each other in your own kind of way, and you each will put one another to use, good use, in a good way. And I said, really? You know, because I'm like, wow, you know, I'm speechless this whole time, you know, other than when I was in the ceremony and when I was spoken to, the things I was saying back, I don't remember how I said it or where I got the words from. That amazed me. And that's when Gigi said, yes, you guys were destined for one another. You were chosen. And I was like, I knew it, you know. We have probably known each other. Yes, he said that. But he said past lives. I got a little worried a few minutes ago about Mr. Carson. I know he left, and I shouldn't speak on it until he comes back in. I hope, but real quick, I just hope that I didn't send anything negative his way, or hope he didn't see anything. I don't feel anything around me. I feel so much lighter also, but I hope he's okay. I hope he's well. I know he said he had to run, but yeah, this journey is going to be. It already started and it already has, but this is becoming a very beautiful journey. I feel so much better for the simple fact that I know how to be myself. And I'm not talking about just being in front of somebody and not, you know, being fake. I'm here. You know, I'm talking about allowing my gifts to freely roam, but to know how to keep a hold on them. Just listening to Sasquatch speak through you. Wow. That is amazing, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Blessings, man. I love you, brother. I always say and know that we all need to live each day without regret and with a clear conscience. When you go, yes. My great-grandmother Hazel used to say, don't go to bed mad. Don't ever go to bed mad. She always said, don't go to bed hungry. Make sure you always get a little something to eat. Say your prayers. And don't ever go to bed upset. She never said mad. She used to say upset. Help one or do, yes. Yep. Yep. Every chance you get, hug somebody. Tell them how much you appreciate them. No matter what. Even if it's not somebody you're drawn to. It's going to help. It's going to help them get through whatever they're going through. Because everybody's going through something. No matter what. I don't care what it is. Everybody is going through some type of process. Billy, I think I have also got to make some changes, if that makes it. Yeah, you do. You do. The reason why I say that is because Gigi told me that we all have our flaws. The purest of the pure have flaws. You know, I know Mrs. Linda can probably say this better than me, or Mr. Carson, or I heard a pastor, I think, said one time, and I shouldn't quote on it if I don't know it, but it was something to do, we all sin. Whether it's eating chocolate, drinking sodas, me chewing my tobacco. Sin isn't always hitting somebody or cursing at them or saying, boy, I hate that guy. No, we could be eating wrong. Sin is just about anything. Just, it is everything. That, you know, I'd always looked at it as, if I have to think about it, like, boy, should I eat that, or boy, should I do that again? Then I shouldn't be doing it. And I used to do my work like that. If I had to think about an address more than twice, I wouldn't go in there. And I'd tell my supervisor, I'll pass. And if I got to go home for a week, that's fine. Spread love and kindness. It makes a huge difference to everyone you interact with. They feel love and respond. It bless. Yes, Mrs. Linda. Yes, it does. Oh man. You know, you can. I've done it many times. I've run across people, and they're having the worst day ever. And this was when I was in uniform, and they'd look at you and go, "Daggone police," you know, this and that. But once I reached out and said, "I hope you have a better day. I'll be praying for you. And I know this is going to sound weird to you, but I love you. And I wish for better days to come and blessings to you." And they would look, they'd stop all the nastiness, all the aggressiveness. I watched them transform right there. Majority of them. I'm not going to say all of them, but a majority of them. Most people with that with common sense, you know, at least. And I don't know if I should say it like that, but they would look at you and go, "Well, thank you." Or they'd walk away and then turn around and come back and go, "Well, did you mean that? You don't know me, you know?" And then I explained to them, "Yes, I mean that. I'm a person of love. You know, just because this thing on my hip and, you know, this on my chest, that has nothing to do with me, who I am." Hey, Shannon Chook, good to see you. Or tell a stranger how nice they look. Yes. Yep. Or how sweet they are. Yep. Nobody hears that anymore. Nobody, you know, it's bad enough that you have families that don't tell one another that they love their children or they loved each other, or that's what this world is missing. That's where we're out of tune. There's so much hatred. There's so much dark. And if I got anything to do with it, I'm going to be a part of helping change that, you know? And I can't help it. When I go in public, I tell people all the time, "Boy, I like those shoes. You know, good to meet you." And shake their hand. "You have a blessed day." And they look at you like, you know. And you can tell they're having a bad day, or you can tell that things have been rough for them. But yeah, I'm gonna sit down in the next couple of days and process everything and get everything. I want to do I may do a video or I may do a live. I don't know, but I want to sit down and tell everybody my whole experience. There's a couple things they pointed out, everything I can talk about and what I can't talk about. So, but what I can talk about, I want to share. And if you guys are willing to listen like you are now, I really, really, really appreciate it. We all need good friends around. Yes, absolutely. 100%. Rob, I didn't have many friends. So this is new to me because I couldn't. And I love it now. It's awesome. My goddaughter asked me if I knew everyone here in town. Why? Because you talk to everybody. Isn't that beautiful? And that's how my parents are, and that's how I am. I've literally, RG, Linda has never met a stranger. She's just like you. Isn't that beautiful? That's awesome. Yes. I just, I don't know. I just how I am. I've been in line and you know, and reached out to somebody, and I could see people staring at me going, "Why would he talk to them?" You know what I mean? I'm reading people and they don't know it. I know what they're saying. And I'm giggling inside, you know, and then I would turn from the person I reached out to the person that's frowning on me, and I change them. I loved it. I love it. I do it. I still do it. other night. Raymond said, "I just love Billy." I appreciate. I'm so grateful for that, and I love both of you guys. You guys are so beautiful and loving. Yep. Thank you so much, Mr. RG and Mrs. Linda. You mean everything to me. Mrs. Janelle, Linda, my daughter asked why I'm friendly to everyone. I said, why not be? That's right. You know, my dad made a comment one day. He said, get that. He was talking about one of my nephews. Get that frown off your face. It don't cost nothing to be nice. And I turned around and looked at Dad. I said, I like that one. Molly May, what is going on? I think Molly's in heat. She is going bananas. You're too old. You're too old. You're 17 years old. No more puppies. Janelle is a fabulous friend. Yes, I agree, Mrs. Linda. She is a wonderful person. And I can say that about each and every one of you because I feel like I've been in front and met each and every one of you. That's how the energy connects me to you guys. Well, you guys know, you feel it. It's like we've all met. And Mrs. Linda says all the time, a Bigfoot convention. That's what goes on up at my place, we think. So is everyone in chat. Yes. Yes. We help each other every day, whether we realize it, recognize it, realize it, or whatever. If we come in contact or we make a comment to one another's channel or we see each other in chat, 99% of the time, we don't realize that we just helped each other some way, somehow. Yep. But I'm excited to share everything with you guys. In a sense, you're welcome, Mrs. Janelle. You are a beautiful, wonderful person, and I love you for that. And I'm so excited to get out here and show you guys the more positive sides. And another thing is, I will tell you this because I'll probably forget or I won't write it down right away. But when we're out and we're doing whether it's a live or a walk, it's just coming from me, from Gigi. When we see negative or dark things, dark spirits, dark beings, let's stay shied away from it. At least you guys, if you would do me that favor and don't put it in the comments, and if you do, put it in as like Mrs. Linda does and Mrs. Janelle, not so nice, not so good. Don't describe it, because when you describe it, you're feeding it and you're giving it power, which I know most of you know that already. But I greatly appreciate it if we start, if we start attacking them, that's the first step. We start attacking them back that way. It cuts their power down by lots, tremendously. Linda, I sometimes skip things, especially if it's too many. Yes. And Gigi said we have a huge problem, not in this state, but in this country, in this world, with just the DMs alone. And that's concerning, very concerning. And he also told me those are the leaders of the bad. No matter what it is, bad spirit, bad dark energy, they are the ones. And they've really taken that place, that spot, in the last, I think he said 50 years. He said something odd number, like 53 or 55 years. And there's reasons for it. And Mrs. Linda, we were talking about it the other day. I sent screenshots to Kyle for Janelle a little while ago. Only goes, yeah. I mean, like if, like in investigating and stuff like that, yeah, absolutely. We need to discuss it and talk about it. But like if we're on a live and, we're having a good time and I come around the corner and then bam, there's big cantaloupe eyes and, a prehistoric snout, German Shepherd snout that's like 6 foot long and as big as, a side of a pickup truck. We already know. And Gigi said what we can do, instead of describing it, we can go right into prayer. And good, I'll get them to him, Linda. I want Kyle to practice seeing the good and not being afraid. Yeah, yeah. But, you know, like Gigi said, when you go in and you see something negative, he said instead of describing it, just pray. If your community and your family in chat will pray with you on it, if you speak up and say you want to say a prayer or you want to do a protection prayer, and they get on board with you, do it. And do it however many times you feel you have to keep them pushed back or to run them out. And well, of course, naturally, I'm thinking to myself, why didn't I ever think of that? You know, but you know. Anyway, all right, guys, I don't want to keep you guys on here. You know how my short lives are. They always turn into an hour, 2 hours. But I can't help it. I enjoy being with you guys. Did you share with the tribe our protection prayer? I showed them, yes. 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 Gigi, he was very in tune to it. And you know the one with the glass dome? They have one exactly like it. It's called Energy of Sealant, and it can be used just like yours for anything. Did they think they were good? Yes, absolutely. The glass dome is exactly like theirs, but just worded different. Blessings, Billy, and all chat. Peace and love and always. You too, Larry. Blessings, brother. Much love to you. Thanks for dropping in, brother. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. We'll talk soon. Oh, yeah. They were very in tuned into the prayers. Yep. That was like after being there for about 20 minutes, they wanted to know how I was being protected and where I got it from, and, you know. And when I showed them, they were like, oh, wonderful. And then I seen Gigi's son go, look at this. And, you know, they were looking, they were reading, and I said, this is great. This is awesome. I felt nothing but positive the whole time they were reading. And if there's listen, I'll be able to explain myself better once I sit down and go back through everything. Oh, no. You're the GOAT. You hold a few titles. Well, I shouldn't. There I go with the title thing. You're beyond the GOAT. What was I going to tell you guys? I need help. If I can improve anything, I will. Absolutely. That's what I was getting ready to say. I know I'm fresh off the block, still a greenhorn, per se. But if there's anything that I mentioned and that you're interested in, and if I think that it's something I can help you with that you asked me for, I will absolutely do it. But if I need help with guidance, then I may have to pull somebody else in, which is always good. But if I can help you in any way I can, I will. And that's for anybody that's in here. But, you know, it's going to take time for me to get a grip on things. You have done a lot of good tonight. Thank you, Mark. That means so much to me, man. Me and you, Mark, we've come together fast. We've gained a lot of ground in no time, and it all feels right. Just like LIB, Mike, brother Mike. You have that, and it made sense when we talked the other night. I didn't know that you knew Mike that long. It all came together. It all made sense. Blessings, everyone in here. Let's spread the light. Absolutely. Thank you, Mrs. Linda. Blessings. Prayer. Love you. All of you are great goats. I'm just a turtle. No, you're not. Mr. RG, you're a powerful, loving person. I don't think I've listened to a live so intently. That's awesome, Ben. I'm glad I could offer something. I mean, I don't mean to sound any kind of way. I'm more Mrs. Linda. Shannon Shook, you've helped me quite a bit. I appreciate you greatly. Thank you, Shannon. You've helped me too. You just don't know it. You just don't know it. And always remember, yep, handsome Ben. That's what it is. Always remember, Shannon, stay protected because you are as well a powerful person with gifts. And whether you know it or not, you've been chosen just from what I've seen. Stay protected, keep your heart in the right place, and you will be fine. And I love you just like I love everybody else in here. It's mutual. It's all across the board. And if you ever need anything, you reach out. I don't care. And that goes for everybody. I've said it 100 times. I know you guys I probably bored you to death. I don't care what time it is. I don't care. I don't care what's going on. You call me. Anything. And I'm not trying to sound important. I'm just trying to show you that I'm here for support. Give Jen, Haley, and Big Boo over that. I will. The other day, Mrs. Linda, I ran in there like I was a crazy person. I ran in the house and I dove on the couch on Haley and gave her a big hug. And she goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "That was a hug from Mrs. Linda and Mr. RG." And she said, "Oh my goodness." She didn't know what to think. That's my baby girl. All right, guys. I love you guys. I'll have something together for you soon. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart that you guys took the time out of your beautiful Sunday evening to listen to me. I'm so grateful to have each and every one of you. And I'll see you on the next one. I love you guys to the fullest. If you guys need anything, you call me. I don't care. That's right. Much white light, love, and blessings to each and every one of you. Absolutely, Shannon. You're welcome. All right, guys. You take care. Go give your family hugs, kisses, and tell them how much you love them. I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, brother Mark. Take care.